All right. Hi, Centurions. We have two special guests today, and we're very excited about it. This is only the second time we've been able to do that. And as you know, Mrs. Paul and Mrs. Erith always give you something fun to do in our newsletter. I hope that you're reading it. So we'll go and talk a little bit with the class first, or as your teachers, and then we're going to give it over to them. The first thing that I want to mention is school goes through next week. I know some other schools are out already, and next week your assignments shouldn't be too difficult, but you are responsible for doing them and turning them in. So that's my first message. Mr. Nooch?
There's a new flip grid this week. If you've watched my video already, you'd know that I forgot to put it up last week, so I got it this week. It is posted. It is tongue twisters, so you find a fun tongue twister. I found one that has to do with poop because I thought it was funny. Poop is funny, especially around here with a toddler and a baby. A lot of poop. So find a good tongue twister and say it as many times as you can. Just record a fun video. Have fun with it. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable.
Good word.
Mrs. Richards.
As you remember, at the beginning of this time, I had baby canaries, and you did a naming activity, and then you voted on SurveyMonkey, and Mr. Nooch's Lamangelo okay, was the winner, with the third one being Pipsqueak. So here they are. Oops, can we see them? Yeah. The two on the top are Lamangelo and Orlangelo, and Pipsqueak's on the right here. Pipsqueak may be a Pipsqueak. He's kind of a baby. I mean, he's kind of needy, but he's definitely the bigger of the three, so he's not really a Pipsqueak. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
They're up for adoption.
They've gotten big already.
They have. And I have more. I have more babies.
Gosh. So Mrs. Erith and Mrs. Paul, Mrs. Richards, I'm not sure if you knew that, she raises canaries. And the kiddos got to vote on, they picked names. And Mr. Nooch had, of course, the two coolest names. What was it again?
Orangelo and Lamangelo, spelled like orange jello and yellow jello, or lemon jello.
And the father's name, he was named Lamon.
Was it Lamone?
Spelled like lemon.
Yeah.
Lamone. And the mother's name is Tangerine. So.
All right. Well, we're going to turn it over to you guys. Mrs. Paul, did you want to go first because you have a question for us, and then we'll have Mrs. Erith go?
Sure. So I'm just curious, what are your favorite books? So just tell me. I know this is a terrible question. I hate being asked this, but I'm going to give it to you. So I want to know just favorite book all time. So, anybody?
Michelle?
Be the one for reading.
Go ahead, Tyler, or Mr. Nooch.
If it's all time, there was a book that I read a long time ago. I don't even remember what grade it was. It's by Gary Paulson. It's called Harris and Me. It's not a very high-level book. It's pretty easy read, but when I was reading it, I thought it was funny. It's two characters that have a bunch of fun on a farm, and I thought it was the coolest book in the world because there's like a curse word in there or something. But more recently, I read the book Tangerine, just finished that up again. That was a good book, young adult fiction kind of book, so I thought that was good.
Yep, I'll second. I like Tangerine too. That is a good book. I have not read Harris and Me, but I'll have to add that to my list.
I'll go next. I had a favorite kid book. It was Corduroy.
Oh,
Loved Corduroy as a child. I don't know, favorite book as an adult. I really like our Clay Marble book, which you guys unfortunately didn't get to read this year. I love the Harry Potter series. Some have. Yep. That's right now. And the Harry Potter series, maybe.
I love Harry Potter too. It is amazing.
It is. It's really good.
I have favorite books from like all stages of my childhood. I guess like as a kid, I loved it when my dad would read Jake Baked the Cake or There's an Alligator Under My Bed. As an elementary student, I read all the Babysitter Clubs
Those are good
books. and Boxcar Children. I would read those as well. And then as a high school student, unashamedly, I read all Twilight series.
Been there, done
Watched
that.
all the movies. I currently do not read as much as I should as an adult, so that's something I need to get better at. I'm currently reading a book called Why Children Matter. It's a book that my church is reading, so I'm reading it with it. So.
Great books.
Dina?
I
Oh, sorry, Betsy.
No, that's okay. Go ahead, Dina or Mrs. Ferguson.
Go into my circle.
I used to read like a huge stack of little kids books to my brother when he was little. He would pick out a huge stack and he'd be asleep after 2 of them and I'd read them all. So it's really hard for me to pick a favorite, but one that I really liked reading was called But No Elephants. It was one of those, we were in like a book club where you got like 2 or 3 every month. When I was in high school, well, not high school, when I was a young adult, you're younger than that, I read all the Fear Street books by R.L. Stine. He does the Goosebumps and stuff like that. I really liked the mysteries. I don't remember what I read as a teen, but I have read like the Harry Potter series and the Maze Runner and the, what's the other one? The Divergent series. Sorry, I can't think of it. And Hunger Games.
Good too.
And the Hunger Games. And I've read it. One of the big kid books that I've read, like an actual adult series, was Outlander. And I've read, there's like 8 of them and they're gigantic and I'm waiting on number 9. And then I also read the Mary Higgins Clark. I used to read hers. They were mysteries.
Okay, cool.
And I read a lot of hers. So I read a lot. It takes a while to find a new one that I like, but then once I do, it's awesome.
I agree. Fear Street, that was one of the series on my list. Who else? Anybody else have read Fear Street when you were younger by R.L. Stine?
I read them all. The wrong number.
So they're kind of like Goosebumps, but a little bit scarier. Would you agree?
It's like murder mysteries for young teens, I guess. I don't know. I liked them, and they had them in our library, and I read all of them. So.
Okay, next.
Mrs. Richard?
I would say my favorite book that I have on my bookshelf in my room is The Hero and the Crown. I love that book. I really like mysteries. Okay. So I've done all the Nancy Drew mysteries when I was growing up. I did the Hardy Boy mysteries. I've loved the alphabet mysteries. So it's A through, there's 2 left. So I think it's A through Y. I like the Janet Jovanovich mysteries, and she has about 27, 28 of those. I've read about 5 since we've been social distancing, about 5 books. And the one I read last week was Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe. Really like that. Probably the best book I've read is The Mountain Between Us, and they made that into a movie. It's not a mystery. Okay. It's about 2 people and a plane crash and how they had to get to the other side of the mountain.
Okay. Mrs. Eric, do you have a favorite book? Or
when I taught elementary art, my favorite was mouse paint because I'd read it with the kindergarten. And then we'd practice mixing paint. So it was like magic, you just love that. And then right now I've been spending a lot of time with my mom and reading her old Chicken Soup for the Soul books. So it's kind of inspirational. So.
And me, I was never, unfortunately, a big reader. My 2 little, when I was a kid, I loved, there's a Walk It in My Pocket or something like that by Dr. Seuss. Then when my boys were growing up, and I still have it memorized, and they do too, Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Does everybody love that one? That's like my favorite. And then when I was teaching, there's only like 6 books I've ever read. But what is it? Oh gosh, Freak the Mighty is a really good book. And then as an adult, I forgot about it until Mrs. Richards said it, that Janet Ivanovich or whatever. I think I read like numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 one summer. Because don't they have like, that's it. That's probably all I've ever read.
The one that she wrote that came out in June, I have, if you want to read it. It's the best one I've read of hers.
All right, can I do one more question?
Go ahead.
Just tell me your favorite fiction genre.
Oh.
So Miss Richards already said mystery. So what else?
Mystery.
I'd
Okay.
agree with that. Yep,
Me
mystery.
too. Everybody?
I think
I like
mystery and
historical fiction, actually.
that's the Outlander series I read. I ended up liking it. Like that was the first one I'd ever read, and I really liked that. So, but I do like mystery and what's like the Divergent, the ones that are dystopian. Those are kind of fun.
Okay.
Mrs. Sis?
Can I share? I'm going to share mine too. So I love classics. I've just been on a huge classics kick, and I actually pulled a few of my favorite books. So Count of Monte Cristo. Anybody read that? It is an amazing book.
I've heard of it.
Jane Eyre.
Ah,
Amazing book.
read that one.
And I don't know if I have them. I also love Gone with the Wind. So I'm a mix between like classics and historical fiction. So those are my favorites.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you. We got a lot of good book suggestions.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Very good.
Okay, Mrs. Aritz, we're going to have you take it away.
All right, well, we're going to play Pictionary, and I'll start drawing something, and whoever says it and guesses it first, they get to draw next. And then we just keep going, and whoever guesses gets to go. All right, pretty simple. You ready?
Yep.
Here's my paper. Oh, that's bad.
A crayon.
Yay! Who got it?
Me. Oh, do I have something darken up that? So do I just come up with something to draw?
Yep.
Okay, that might be fun.
Look around your room, find something.
I'm looking around. All right, let's see here. If I can do this. Can you see it? Sorry.
Yep.
Sewing machine.
Very good.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice.
All right.
I got to get a better pen.
I'm going to nominate Mrs. Sis to go because I don't have a piece of paper with me.
Oh, no.
Nope. You got it.
She's like trying to figure out what to
You
draw.
can do your whiteboard for us. Go for it. Do the whiteboard.
Me?
No,
Miss-
Mr.
Yeah, try the whiteboard.
Okay.
We use it.
Oh.
Oh.
A.
The alphabet.
That's what I was going to say.
Double A.
Oh, it's not swing set.
Oh,
Swing
Swing
set.
set.
Oh, cool.
very nice.
Very cool. Very good. Somebody else can go. I already got one.
Mrs. Sis?
Gosh, you guys, I'm not an artist.
That's okay. Pictionary doesn't matter.
I don't have a marker, though. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. This is bad. Okay, I don't know.
A house?
No,
Bring it closer.
it's not good.
A lantern.
Yes!
A lantern.
There you go, Lizzie. Mrs. Mullins.
Yeah. It's going to start looking like Mr. Nooch's, but not going to be.
Mountain.
Mountains.
Yay.
Yes, good job.
All right. I guess I'll go next.
Go for it.
Grab a notebook. All right. Gosh, I don't even know. This is gonna be really easy.
A snowman.
Ooh, you got it.
I like Pictionary. Sorry.
Okay, I'll draw one.
Okay.
As you can tell, I don't have these in my head. I'm not great.
You guys should just all go and then time on how long it takes me to figure it out. Can't see it.
Kind of hidden at the bottom.
Is it a boat?
Uh-oh.
I can't tell.
I can't see it.
A bird?
Oh, it's a mouse hanging on something, or a cat hanging onto a branch.
There we go. Cat on a branch.
Oh.
Nice.
Your turn, Miss Hunt. Mrs.
Okay.
Mullen said if she got kicked off, she'd try to come back. Oh, there she is. There she
Change of scenery. I got kicked out of the basement.
Okay. Can you see?
is. Kind of.
An ostrich?
Mickey Mouse watch.
Yep.
Wow, good job.
Mickey Mouse watch.
Okay.
Nice.
That's gonna
Good
go
job, you guys.
I bought 2 new.
I have one question for Mr. Nooch. How's your hair coming back in?
You can't see the spot anymore.
Nice.
It's coming back. I think it's coming back further back though.
Uh-oh.
Receding hairline.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got mine cut by Rose yesterday. I told her you shaved yours.
You told Rose that? I didn't do it. My wife did.
Well, I mentioned that too. I told her the whole story. We get our hair done by the same person.
That's funny.
I cut my son's hair, both of them, and I did the one this Sunday, and he had long hair that swiped over, and I cut like this much off of it. It's still good, but he doesn't like it because he's not used to it, but I didn't care. All right, does anyone have anything else to add today? Well, we really appreciate you two coming, doing a fun game, making me think about books that I should or shouldn't read. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Nope. All right, everybody. Say bye. Bye, Centurion.